Hey guys, what's up? It's Obi Shane from of Nerfworks Lab, from the Rebel Armory forum and the RPF forums and Facebook and those places. Wanted to do a quick little video. I kind of want to start doing these a little bit more right now instead of doing a whole bunch of glam shots because they're just horribly time consuming with setup and whatnot. And people like hearing voices, I think, and videos are a little bit more fun, I think, as well. So I did a couple of these static props and I've shipped them out without talking about them, and my mistake, and I kind of wish I had. So I recently completed one of these Yoda builds for a client. Absolutely fun little prop to make, man. This was a blast. It started out as a Bolsey flash, like most Yodas are these days now, unless you can get your hands on a Preco, which are ultra rare, especially the correct Preco that was used for the Yoda flash. A little bit of a background story on the prop. It started out as a real life prop made by a couple of fans, and somehow George Lucas saw it and said, "Hey, that's cool," and used it in the movies. So it's got a little bit of fun behind it. There's a lot more to that story. Go ahead and search for it if you want. Quite fun, actually. So I did a lot of digging, trying to figure out as much as I could about the prop, but I also have some friends to thank for helping me out along the way with this build. Troy being especially one of them. You know who you are, Troy. And so anyways, what I wanted to do differently with this one was, well, what they do is with the Bolsies, okay, it's basically a mirror image of the Preco. So what's left is right and what's right is left. So there's some compromises that need to be made usually when people are making these, such as the clamp box gets put on the other side because of this slit that's in this shroud, which eventually gets turned into the clamp, I guess, the band or whatever. But the more I looked at that, the more that I knew I didn't want to do that. So what I went ahead to, because these are painted anyways, I talked to a guy who's actually held the original, and they were painted black. The band was, and the emitter. So and of course the clamp box. So I decided to fill those in and make it so that that slit wasn't there anymore. That allowed me to do what I wanted. I could do it on the correct side, which this is done on the correct side. Started out as a Bolsey flash, but and it still is, but did some heavily mods to it to make it as accurate as I could to a Preco. The one thing that's a tell more than anything else, I think, is the hole on this side instead of on this side. So there's that. So it's, I'm not trying to scam anybody into, or he isn't, or the idea isn't. So if anybody did their research, like, is that a Preco or a Bolsey? Oh, it's a Bolsey, but oh, okay, I see what they did, and basically accurized everything else. So that hole's drilled there by me, that one right there. This thing, doohickey, would be the technical term. It's not I don't think it functions as a button on the original prop. Might be a ground, I need to double check. I don't think there was a wire to that, but I pulled that out. It's riveted in there, but if you know what you're doing, you can re-rivet it on the other side, and that's what I did. So drilled through there, re-riveted on the other side to get it on this side. You can see here, and then this is my son's Bolsey, and I wanted to keep it on the Bolsey side. So if you look, you can kind of see how, oh well, this one's on the Bolsey side and this one's on the Preco side. So I really wanted to accurize it as much as possible. So I went ahead and I moved that over there. Correct screws used here and here. These are laid down, or this is tapped in. So this is tapped in. It's not glued. Same thing with this hole. So went ahead and tapped. I had my tap wrench sitting here. You guys are probably wondering, why is that in the shot? I was just kind of sitting here on the table because I recently did that. So it's here. And then one of the other big mods is taking the pommel and turning it down and coining it or straight knurling it on the side and polishing the bottom. The Pracos that I've seen seem to have a polished bottom, so I wanted to polish this one. What I did was I had a friend of mine send me his Praco, and in order to figure out what kind of knurls, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, when I look at pictures now, I'm not certain if the knurling that I got or the straight coining knurling is dead nuts to the actual prop. It's a little tricky, but what I did was I took a Praco that I don't have in front of me here now. I sent it back to my friend, and just as you would like take your fingerprints, like putting ink on your fingerprints, I put Sharpie marker on the knurls, the straight knurls on the Praco pommel, and then I rolled it onto a piece of paper, counted out how many coins, knurls per inch, and then bought the appropriate knurler. It's kind of an oddball knurl, and I found some old Brown and Sharp knurl wheels off of eBay. I bought those, and then proceeded to coin all of my pommels. So this one, this one, this one. This one is a variant Bullseye pommel. Some of them come anodized black like this. These are the same. It's actually the same. The glare makes the silver look bigger, and it actually is a little bit. That's funny. This is not the same size as these. The width is different, as you can see, as well as the outer diameter is bigger on this than it is on the black, but the black is fatter, it's wider. It's not the same as it is on a Bullseye, it's not the same as it is on a Praco. It's a little bit different. So that's funny. You know, it's funny how things like that happen. Anyways, moving along. So I went ahead and I coined, and I did all of these. I increased the chamfer on this one a little bit on the side right there. So the coin width on these is not going to be the same. I double checked the original prop and thought that looked more accurate than what I had these others. So those have yet to be upgraded to this. But these are all, the Corvette pan is Sean's from the RPF. He casts these from the original prop, and the grips are Sean's as well from the RPF. The Corvette wheel up here is a vintage part. Vintage. I don't know how old it is. The box is all in Japanese, so I can't read it. Yeah, I don't know what to say really. All the nuts and the screws are accurate. The vintage, that's reused. It sticks out kind of funky because it's designed to put the clamp band on, because it sits flush up here, so there's no chamfer or bevel in the actual flash itself. So when you get these though, they're kind of funky. I mean, this one, when I took off the shroud, was full of rust and residue and it's pretty nasty stuff, so that needed to be cleaned up. Getting these rivets off, not a whole lot of work, but tricky to do that, and then you want to put a little bit of pressure on these two parts and separate them before you slide off the piece. So no, definitely I just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. This is hugely fun to do. Because I haven't done one. If I probably do 5 of them, it probably won't be as much fun. However, Just kind of wanted to talk about some of the stuff I've recently done, so that people maybe see something a little bit different. So thanks for watching, guys, and I try to keep these at 10 minutes, so I kind of want to stop this now, and see you guys later.